Hello, internet friends. My name is Bay. That's the forehead and the shark shirt, and this is more Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. We have the next main scenario quest chunk here. There will be bookmarks down below if you're watching on the higher quality upload on YouTube, breaking up each quest itself. We have our first branching main scenario tree. So we're going to talk to this helpful Hanu, and we're going to go to Kozama'uka first. We will go to Urkapacha afterwards. So the helpful Hanu is waiting to answer your questions. Now I got to Kozama'uka. I'll eventually type out every single one of these crazy new words and locations and names. Will I remember them? So, what does it like to know? The route to Okahanu. We go south through the Arch of the Dawn and then follow the road which runs alongside the Kozama'uka River. Is that right? It is. Be warned, however, my brethren tell me the recent storm has rendered the path even muddier than usual. The footing is quite poor in some parts. Far worse was the destruction visited upon our homes, though. Houses were torn apart and several people injured, if not killed. Even our beloved festival is in danger of being called off this year. If you do still plan on going, I must urge you to proceed with caution. Be sure to watch our footing. Thank you. All right. Now, I'm worried for the Hanu. Sounds like they were hit hard by that storm. Anyway, if we're bound to Kozama'uka, we should head over to the Arch. We'll be back to talk to you in good time, Master Merchant. Meanwhile, you can eat and drink your fill at Zabalyatier. It's all been arranged. Off we go, friends. Unlimited tacos in exchange for a few days of my time. I'd be a fool to pass up on that deal. Unable to mount in this location. There are already blue quests popping up, but we're not doing any of that until we're done with the MSQ itself. I might also really try to tear myself away from trying to find the Aether Currents while we're in these new zones and wait until I'm also done with the MSQ. But that's tough. Because once you find one, you're like, oh, where's the other one? Oh, kind of over there. Let's go that way. But I should just do that when I'm done. Because you're not going to be able to unlock any of them all the way until the end anyway. Through this gate, we'll be on our way south to Kozama'uka. The Hanuhanu are a friendly folk who should welcome us with open arms, assuming they are not too preoccupied with the recent troubles, that is. I swear that gate gets bigger every time I see it. Considering the size of Gul Jaja, though, I suppose it's better than having it be too small. Yeah. It's quite girthy. I should have liked to observe the festival, but the Hanu are probably not in the mood to celebrate. Ready to leave? Then onward to Kozama'uka. Open the way. I mean, it's open. Just gotta step aside, I suppose. Do 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 do.
Kozama'uka, the land of rainbow terraces. It commands the gaze of all who visit without fail. The many-colored marvel.
Oh.
An endless torrent of water cascades over sheer cliffs to shape the wetlands below. To its relentless flow, all life must yield. Together with Wuklamat, we proceeded along the Marcy Trail, a road upon which the Dawn Servant and his comrades once traveled.
Oh, wow.
Look at those falls. Even from this distance, you can feel the weight of that water.
The Isle of Ham was impressive, but as you can see, Tulihiola does not want for natural wonders.
Big cheese.
The ground is swampy, so watch your step. You wouldn't want to fall into a bog.
I won't. I told you I've been here before. Come on. Okanu isn't much farther.
The music is so funky in this expansion so far. It's so funky. Oh, hello, my child. I do not think we need you at this present moment. Wetlands is an apt name. Much of the ground here is positively saturated. We're all walking on paved-ish roads, though. Stone paved, anyway. I'd love to stand at the bottom of those huge waterfalls and bask in the majesty of it all. Pity they're so far away. Yeah, how are we seeing those already from here? I mean, they're... Goodness. There's no stopping the third promise, is there? Good thing she has Erenvel to keep her from getting lost. For all his grumbling, he's certainly there for everyone should be so lucky to have such a loyal childhood friend. Alright, let's get moving. If we continue along this road, we should find ourselves in the village before long. Oh, look at these, where the wild things grow. Where the wild things grow, where the wild things go. Different troll model. Oh, I don't like their teeth even more than the other ones. Look at their weird faces. Is sneezing? That makes sense. Blech. I just wanted to cast some spells, you know? Wee. Regular mount. Quite dense. That's really not far at all. It's like 3 seconds of walking. This is the Hanuhanu village. One can tell at a glance how very different their culture is to the Vanus. Well, right, they're not making their like domed huts full of wings and feathers. Oh yeah, there's a new thing with fates now. If the bonus is applied, the bonus XP to doing fates, we actually get bonus bicolor gemstones. I'm assuming it just goes to 18 from 12, but that's still good. Something extra for bicolor gemstone farming, considering you don't get much if you're a max level character. My god. Big zone. They are kind of cute. Oh, those troll things? The water from the falls must flood the wetlands and flow into all these streams and rivers. So when we have the right idea, one of the Dawn Servant's electors should be here somewhere. Ow, stupid distracting waterfalls. Don't you bonk her head or something or walk in it? Everyone has arrived, and none the worse for wear, except for a certain third promise who slipped in the mud, despite my explicit warnings. Yeah, I asked you not to say anything. Motorcycle! Anyway, this is the Hanuhanu village as I was telling you about. Okahanu. That was quite the quest. I agree to serve as a guide, not a nursemaid. I mean, yeah, you know. But what that's what you signed up for. Kind of signed up for it anyway. Alright, quest number 7. A festive people. Wilkamot wishes to seek out the Dawn Servant's Elector. Talking is hard when your forehead gets in the way like mine does. Like our friend said, the people are in no mood for festivities. I can only assume they are still recovering from the damage wrought by the storm. Indeed. Well, let's do what we came to do in finding this Elector. Hello? Oho Cali? I think? Oho Cali, maybe? Oho what now? It's a Hanu greeting. Surely you heard it last time you were here. Well, I was busy enjoying the festival. Greetings to the third promise and her entourage. I, Zanuhali, welcome you to Okohanu. As elder of my people, I shall also be fulfilling the duties of elector during the rite of succession. Ah, that was easy. So our idea about the electors was correct. We just do as Papa said and retrace his paths from the saga. I'm ready. Give me the feat and test my worth. All in good time, all in good time. In fact, I came to let you know that we are not quite ready to begin. For the moment, please enjoy the hospitality of our village. Okay. From plump, from plump. Should we poke around a bit then? We might pick up some clues about the feat. You know, prepare ourselves. Surprisingly prudent of you. What? I think I'm being too cautious? No, I'm impressed is all. No, I'm so not used to Alizé's face not having that weird lip texture. It's so wild. These HD faces are just great. Just impressed as all. You admire and respect your father, who is prone to decisive action, so I expected you to rush in first and ask questions later, or never. Do look up to Papa, but you should know that he has a pragmatic side too. The head of reason is the thinker who takes time to consider all the possibilities. With the longer naps he takes these days, though, the head of resolve is less restrained by his wisdom. I can't fault you for thinking that's all there is to him. There's no more to the Dawn Servant. Oh, there's more to the Dawn Servant than you've seen thus far. I should like to speak with the head of reason one day. Well, I'm sure you'll catch him awake soon enough. To return to the subject at hand, you wish to take a look around Okuhano then? Do some groundwork before the feat begins? What is that instrument? Such a weird sound. Something like that. I mean, I could probably pass this test with my eyes closed, but it'll keep us busy while we're waiting. Bookmarks has the right of it. As Elder Zanuhali, as a resident of this village, learning more about it can only improve our chances in the feat. Might I suggest a division of forces? For instance, Ernval, Alizé, Kryl could concentrate on the southern half of the settlement. Meanwhile, Wuklamat Bay and myself will handle the northern half. Ah, yes. Go talk to NPCs. Sounds good to me. Loving the horns. Ah, the gemstone trader for this zone. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad to say that the damage to the storm has been repaired and our stores are open for business. If you have any bicolor gemstones to trade, I'd take a look. I didn't farm any before the expansion, so. But some of these will be very important. Usually early crafting materials require bicolor gemstones. There will be many a fate farmed in my future. That is for sure. Many a fate. No other smaller aetherites? Nope. Heard the storm? Never seen the likes of it before. With the supplies and the help of the Dawn servants sent, we're making progress repairing and rebuilding our homes. But while roofs and walls can be patched, there is so much else that was lost for good. Look, Lamont, what's going on over here? Even worse than I expected. Oh, wow. Yep. That's quite the hole in the wall. Are the others around that have any more extra dialogue? Perhaps, maybe? Not that I ever use these, but I'll have only ever used the chocobo travel points, or in this case the alpaca ones. I don't think I've ever used them more than once or twice ever in the history of playing this game. I don't see the twins anywhere, really. Go back over here to this vantage point. Gaping hole in the wall and missing portion of the roof are clearly the work of the storm's powerful winds. Repairs appear to be ongoing. A lot of houses are still damaged, and the Hanu I've spoken to are not their usual cheery selves. That storm broke more than wood and reeds. Must be something I can do to help them. I'm going to look around a bit more. And then phase through my body. Yes, carry me away, my fairy. Bundled reeds. The dry and shrunken bundles suggest the reeds were harvested some time ago. I'm sure all these holes in the railings. Alphino. Some manner of boat? Indeed. Woven from reeds, this boat-like vessel is reminiscent of a bird. The beak and feathered tail in particular stand out. Yep, it's a boatabo. Instead of chocobo, a boatabo. Alphino. This boat must be woven from the same reeds I've seen gathered into bundles here and there. The plants hold both practical and cultural significance to the Hanu. Then, link shell, link pearl rather. Oh. Hello, can you all hear me? I'm told they're ready to receive us now. Come to the large building in the south of the village. On my way. We ought to hurry over too. Oh.
No sign of Zorolja or that oversized lout.
How much easier it would be if Zorolja were to fail here. But that isn't likely to happen.
Honored guests, I am Zanuhali, elder of the Hanu.
Hello. I like your voice.
I am also an elector, charged with judging which among you is worthy of ascending the throne. Without further ado, let us talk of the feat.
Not so fast. Surely you couldn't begin without us.
How did no one hear him coming?
You made it after all.
Squint.
No need to fuss. There is no time limit for this challenge. Now, if you would allow me to proceed. It is here, in Hanuhanu, where my people forged a bond with the Dawn Servant during our own chapter of the Tuli Yolal saga. In homage to those events, I have prepared for you the Feat of Reeds.
All right.
Reeds seem to be of great importance to the Hanu. I wonder what this feat entails.
We use reeds in every part of our lives, be it as food or weaving material. But look around the nearby paddies, and you will see that this season, our crops are failing. How fortunate, then, that my appointment to Elector coincided with this predicament. For surely, those who aspire to be Dawn Servant would find the matter of an ailing harvest a mere trifle to resolve.
Aye, well, it is indeed the duty of a ruler to address the people's woes.
Exactly, exactly. Do well in this, and you will earn my keystone.
Why bother mucking about in the mud when we can take the stone by force?
What the heck?
Oh, mercy me! You are a hot-headed fellow, Bakool Jaja. Some electors may enjoy going toe-to-toe with scrappers like you, but I refuse to entertain your base instincts. Arrangements have been made. Should you attempt to engage a feat giver in combat without their consent, word of your immediate disqualification will be sent to the palace. If you're still feeling feisty, then by all means, draw your weapon.
Oh, damn.
This contest is presided over by cowards. There's no sport in fighting you.
Then we can return to the business of earning my keystone. The Feat of Reeds is begun. Claimants, I wish you the best of luck.
All right.
The clever kitty crossed the seas to study foreign novelties. He might know tricks we don't. Tricks we can use.
What of Little Miss Mittens?
Wow.
You know the answer to that. Compared to the first and second promise, she's a distant third. Not even in the running.
Then we see eye to eye on this, brother. Being Bakool Jaja so long with me has rubbed off on you. These allies of hers, though, they might be a problem.
Damn it. I'm just as qualified to be here as they are. I'll show them.
Easy now. There's no time limit, remember? Let's keep calm and think things through.
Right. You're right. I won't win against that lumbering Vidrol by losing my head.
Well, there it was. The Hanuhanu also eat the reeds, yet another way in which they differ from the Vanu. Not that I intend to gratify him with a response, but Bakool Jaja's provocations are hard to ignore. Oh, I'm sure we'll fight him later on, I imagine. I understand not wanting to fall behind, but rushing ahead risks playing into our opponent's hands. Let's not do anything reckless and think matters through. This kind of feat is tailor-made for a rational, educated scholar like Kohana. It is, to a degree. I'm assuming each of these feats are going to be very themed sort of per person. Each one's got to have a what they excel at and what they don't do very well at. So we shall see. Quest number 8, the Feat of Reeds. Booklamad is eager to help solve the Hanuhanu's woes. I don't know the first thing about farming, but if there's a way to save the harvest and help the Hanu, then we're going to find it. I'll make Bakool Jaja eat his words. Understanding the nature of the problem will be the key to solving it. You need to examine the reeds themselves and then deduce their cause of their poor condition. Aaronville, will you take us to the fields where the reeds are grown? Of course, follow me. No blue quest here, but the side quests are already popping up. Big turtle creature things. Someone with the lantern mount. It looks so out of place. Look at these fields. Wow, this could be a painting. A little late right now. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, Kryl. It's a little dark out. Considering that we are... That lantern mount is so stupid. I know she wants to do her best, but she should be careful not to make promises she cannot keep. I see. They irrigated the fields by diverting water from the neighboring river. It is unlikely the reeds ever dry out. And there I thought these feats would be us battling dire fiends or similar. Agriculture is far thornier problem. Yeah, it's been the most combat I've done in almost 3 hours is fight a random mob walking here. Just because. You can all stand back. I'll get to the bottom of this problem in no time. Give me strength. Whoops. Let us all scour the fields and help our bold leader identify anything unusual. Fields of gold. So it's a reed patty instead of like a rice patty. Wilted reeds. As Hanuhanu described, the reeds appear wilted and unhealthy. The water contains no obvious contaminants and looks fresh and clear at a cursory glance. The soil in the patties is as one would expect, rich in color and suitably moist, not dry nor flaky. Oh, a water strider. A bit sluggish though, more of a water shambler. Looking like a bug or something? Did you see a bug? Know what that is? Not amiss with the patties themselves as far as I can tell. I'll find the cause of all this any moment now. Sorry, crowd, I just kind of need you right in the face. Dude, the piano right now. Is frog? Lethargic frog. A small frog catches your eye. Slightly lackadaisical, it doesn't even bother to hop and it eventually scurries away. Uh-oh. It doesn't even bother to hop when it scurries away. Any luck? Seen enough? I'll call everyone together. We can share our discoveries. I found a frog that was lethargic. No? What do we think? Any obvious problems? Ribbit. I agree. The water looks to be good quality, as does the mud in which the reeds have been planted. The frogs and insects are unusually torpid. This suggests the problem is affecting not only the reeds, but also the creatures which live among them. Could something invisible to the naked eye be polluting the water? We would need an alchemist to know for certain. Well, don't ask me. My alchemy gear is 2 patches back. So even at the end of the expansion standards, it's still underleveled. I don't have much to add about the fields, but something else occurs to me. When you were describing how the creatures seemed lifeless, couldn't help but be reminded of all the listless villagers. They've suffered a terrible tragedy, I know, but there is another reason for their flagging spirits, I believe. Go on. The festival. This was traditionally an occasion for celebration and renewal, so without it, the Hanu are struggling even more to recover. Last time I visited the village was in the middle of all of the festivities. We've never seen the Hanuhanu more joyful and alive. It's an indispensable part of their culture, and its absence will only compound their woes. So I say we help them put on their festival, give them a reason to cheer in these sad times. Who knows, maybe fixing one problem could lead us to a solution for the other. Stranger things have happened, and I don't know about that. I mean, stranger things have happened. I have gone to the end of all time and space to fight the Singer of the End, on top of my best frenemy who turned into a dragon. Because Final Fantasy. Right? Fail to see the relation between festivals and fields. Let's not be too hasty in dismissing the idea. Things which seem unrelated can later prove to be connected in surprising ways. True, and being bereft of ideas as we are, any proposal is worth entertaining. I suppose. Besides, this is Wuklamot's journey. It's only right that we follow her lead. All right. Thanks, everyone. By the way, does anyone know where the festival float is? It's like a boat woven from reeds that looks like a bird. Yep, I saw it. The birdabo, the boatabo. Sorry. In that big building to the north. Let's go see it. It's much less debating when I'm traveling alone. You'll be okay, Aaronville. You can compromise and have some discussion. It's okay. Dun 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 dun. Well, there's some target dummies right here. Yep. What was that? What was that transitional music right there? What was that? Ooh woo wub? Toward this? It's so funky. That's like a Legend of Zelda vibe going on for going that direction. So much funky music. Ah. What a charming float. Oh, what a bird was the inspiration for that design. And it looks like a chocobo. I've never been here during festival seasons. This is all new to me too. The handles gave me pause before. Wait, the handles? But now I understand their purpose. The handles in the boat? Oh, for like lowering it into the water or something? Look at the size of that thing. Hope they don't expect me to help carry it. Yeah. Yes, this is the float I remember. Doesn't appear somewhat damaged to you? You should take a closer look. Oh, is it damaged? Inspect the festival float. You can move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target the sections, and examine it in more detail. Yep. Little examination quest. Bum, bum, bum. It's missing a gem in its eye. It's what I've mostly noticed. Yeah, missing eye. Oh dear, one of the bird's eyes seems to be missing a gemstone. Oh, the wood snapped here. Okay, I see. It's definitely broken. How will they lift this great big vessel without all the carrying poles intact? Bedraggled feathers. Bedraggled? These tail feathers have seen better days. I swear the colors were a lot brighter the last time I saw them. It's the first I've ever seen I've read that word in my life. Never seen that word before. Well, I think we can all agree this bird boat is in dire need of repairs. Now, how do we go about fixing it? Oh. What's going on here? We're admiring your festival float. It's a shame it's such a poor state due to the recent storm, I gather? Yes, we had to leave it exposed while we ushered our people to safety. With the float in this condition, there can be no lifting of wings. No... Oh, God. Ihihanhana? I don't know. Ihihanhana. That's what the festival's called. I want to help you hold it. Have you not seen our village? Homes are ruined. We struggled to make repairs, and you want us to hold a harvest festival? I know how it sounds. But giving into misery never improved anyone's situation. A celebration of life and growth may help give you the strength to work through this tragedy. The role of a festival leader is mine this year. There's nothing I would like more than to lift everyone's spirits. We don't even have enough materials to repair the float. We need a boxia for the missing eye, Uiopo wood for the poles, and feathers from the wind's chosen to adorn the tail. Do I smell a dungeon? Two of these I know. A boxia is a type of precious stone used in arcane equipment, and Uiopo wood is essential for crafting ceremonial instruments. Those chosen feathers, however. Wind's chosen is the victor of a competition in which the contestants see who can blow a feather the furthest using wind magics. And that's something of a problem right now. The Hanuhanu are gifted at employing such airy sorceries, but expend a great deal of mana when doing so. We are too exhausted by the effort, and having no reed to eat will only make it harder. I think I understand. Your vibrant reeds grow quickly and vigorously, so much so that they stifle the development of nearby plants. They must be a potent source of the energies you naturally lack. They are indeed. Owing to the poor harvest this year, we've been left innervated. And if we cannot gather the correct materials as dictated by custom, we cannot repair the festival float. Oddly enough, we may have just stumbled upon our solution. The Wind's Chosen would, by necessity, have a natural gift for manipulating magical energies, which means any feathers taken from the victor should be high in ethereal conductivity. The float's construction also requires a stone used in arcane equipment, as well as timber favored for ceremonial tools. The demand for such specific materials must have an underlying reason. The float might function as an arcane device, and wager the float is actually a secret weapon for smiting the Hanu's foes. Or pray continue, Alphino. You know what? Give him this. I imagine you've already reached the same conclusion, but I believe the Boat of Reeds is in fact an arcane focus of some kind. A focus for what? Oh! Ihihana is a harvest festival, isn't it? Must mean the float was made to encourage healthy crops. So if we repair the boat and hold the festival, its arcane powers might fix what's wrong with the reeds. We won't know until we try, but 'tis a sound theory. Celebration, prayer, ritual ceremonies all have been known to elicit miraculous effects. Illicit miraculous effects. Wait. The float, a tool of magic? This is the first time I'm hearing of it. In the beginning, it may not have been. After a good harvest year, there would be no reason to change it. But when the harvest was poor, new adornments were likely added, and those who performed the labor may have imbued their work with ardent hopes for a brighter future. Through years of trial and error, the Hanu have refined their festival float into a focus for harvest prayers. Isn't that like dangerously close to primal magic? The boat turns into a giant monster. Incredible. I know you're practically fainting from hunger. Oh, but reviving Ilihana, I don't know how to pronounce that word, really does sound like a solution to all your woes, and I promise we'll do everything in our power to help you. Still not convinced about this focused business, but I accept your aid nonetheless. I'll introduce you to the Shipwright, who's been maintaining the float these last few years. He's replaced both the eyes and the poles before, so we should know where and how to procure what you need. Then allow Alize and I to acquire the feathers. We will encourage the people of Okohanu to gather and vie for the title of winds chosen by sharing with them our own reserves of mana. I'll go with you. I'll carry some alchemical brews that may afford the same effect. You mean mana potions? It's... You mean mana potions? Three of us will visit the Shipwright then. Not without me. I've worked hard to fix the float as best I can, and the responsibility is mine, after all. I have introduced myself, have I? My name is Hanuhanu. Nice to meet you, Hanuhanu, and certainly, let's all go together. Making progress now. The solution to Okohanu's woes is as good as found. I find myself working alongside the third promise herself is unexpected, to say the least. Thanks to Wiklamat, we found ourselves a promising way forward. Experience and knowledge are valuable assets, but there is something to be said for following one's instincts. What manner of shipwright repairs reed-woven boats? Apparently a well-mannered, can't spell mannered, shipwright indeed. That's the one you're looking for, Cryo. A well-mannered one. Hanuhanu wishes to take you to the Shipwright. Quest number 9. A well-mannered shipwright. The shipwright's name is Wook-Ivu. Oh, okay. It's gonna be a big cat man. He's a Zabral who only moved to Kozama'uka a few years ago, but has since mastered our customs to an almost frightening degree. He's especially strict when it comes to manners, so make sure you offer him a proper Hanuhanu greeting. You wouldn't want to offend him right before asking a favor. Oh gosh, I gotta do the emote. A proper Hanuhanu greeting. Oh, that one. Don't worry, I remember how it goes. We shouldn't have any problems. Let's head to Okbekbi to the east of here. Okbekbi. Whoosh. We'll get there. Regular mount speed. Yep, we're, Hey! Seems they have a place here where visitors can stay. Looks cozy. Indeed. Look over there. Do you see that big winding staircase? I do. I do. This is Okbekbi, the village of all. Those who drift into Kozama'uka from Tuliolal and elsewhere are welcome to live here alongside the Hanu. As for Wook-Ivu, he lives and works in the House of Waters High at the top of the large tree nearby. follow me, but I should warn you, the climb up the stairs can be challenging. I manually did the stairs climb in Shinra Tower in Final Fantasy VII Remake, which like quite literally takes like 15 or 16 minutes of holding the controls and going up the stairs. Actually, it might take like 9. A whole sequence may have taken like 15 minutes, but I think these are not as high as Shinra Tower's 55 or whatever floors we climbed. And considering I'm just getting pulled up there by a ferry. Just watch my knee. Woo! Lit. Oh, there's Kryl. She's covered up by the chocobo. We are hoping to enlist the man's aid, so it pays not to be rude in any case. Ohokali. Oh, yeah. I don't know how to even pronounce that myself either. I should mention that Wook-Ivu isn't only a stickler for etiquette, he is also, well, you'll find out soon enough. Okay? I don't know what that means. Old?
Hmm? What do you want with me?
Right. The greeting. Ohokali.
Ohokali. So I wasn't totally off.
Ohokali.
Mm-hmm.
Good. You brought your manners with you. When in Ukanu, do as the Hanu do. For a country as diverse as ours, the preservation of harmony demands that we respect the cultures of all peoples who call it home.
Well, that explains your familiarity with Hanu customs. And you speak truth, of course. To live together means to learn about each other.
Ah, I appreciate an open mind. In fact, I get the sense we've met before. You're Wook-Lamat? Oh, what an unexpected honor for old Wook-Ivu. Here I am prattling on about manners, and I've gone and insulted the third promise herself. There is no excuse for this betrayal of etiquette. Please, take up your axe and claim my impudent head.
I will not. Keep your head. I hate formalities anyway, so forget about it, all right?
All right then. Consider it forgotten.
Oh, that was easy.
How prompt.
We're actually here about the Ihihana float. It's in bad shape, and we need you to craft new carrying poles and a new eye. I'm told you worked with Uyuipo wood and a certain kind of stone? Abokisha?
Abokisha and Uiopo. All these words. The Inihana. Inihana float?
That I do. But while I would like nothing more than to offer my services, I just used the last I had of both those materials.
Dungeon.
My lumber in particular went to fixing homes damaged by the recent storm. I'll need 10 days or so to restock.
I can't wait that long. If you tell me where to go, I'll gather them myself.
What? Send the third promise out on an errand like some common lackey? That's utterly unconscionable. A gross violation of social protocol.
She offered.
I told you not to worry about such things.
All right then. I shan't worry a whit. What's with your Hanu friend there?
I am festival leader this season, and have come along to oversee the float's repair.
He's Big Owl Man.
As strange as it may sound, Wuklamat and her friends believe the float is an arcane focus, meant to encourage the growth of our struggling reeds.
Too many Hanu have forgotten, it seems. But that is indeed the true purpose of the lifting of wings. Your education is impressive, Third Promise.
Well, maybe a little.
It was all Alphino, though.
Allow me to show you where to procure Uyuipo. We can leave the Abokisha to your friends, I presume? Take yourself to Cave Kikitola or thereabouts, and you should find the stones you need.
I've been there once or twice. I can guide you.
That should save us some time.
All right then. Let's get moving.
Oh. Is that the Bamolja from the cafe? No, one of his lackeys, the one with the headdress. Which also, yeah, the other one had a... okay.
Chosen One, one of your rivals is making progress.
Ihiana, you say? Should our first choice fail to deliver, it might be wise to let this play out. The third-rate promise is making herself useful after all.
Huh. Rather eccentric fellow, but I feel his heart is in the right place. Oh, we're teleported downstairs. Cave Kikitola is southwest of Okuhanu. You can return to the village first, then head out there on foot. Head there on foot. Head there out on there on foot. Doodle 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 doodle. Could just port back, but now it's daytime out, so. I wonder if there's any actual new styles of fates. Probably not anything too crazy different. A lot of those systems are a bit copy and paste from expansion to expansion. Or at least they're just consistent. Hey, bud. Bold Duxon. Hello, Cryo. Southwest of here, was it? We'll just be on our way. Quite. Do, 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 do. Look at all this new grass. Ah! I've been set upon by a rhino beetle. Ow, my face. I just like doing my ethereal shift. It's just fun. Oh, got a hunt mark over here. The Slammer. That is definitely a level 100 hunt. Look at that boy. Not sure if it's a rank or an S rank. Well, I guess it'd be, sorry, B or A rank. The Slammer. Yeah, I will be doing many hunt trains in the coming weeks, so I'm sure I will learn all about them. I'll get that materia farm going, don't you know? Look, you can see the falls at the back of the cave. These hollows must have been carved out by the constant deluge of water from above. It's called erosion. Cave Kikitola, as promised, home of the many deadly creatures. Venture inside if you feel confident, but I would conduct my own search out here. You can spot Ra Aboxia by its green-hued glimmer. Bring anything matching that description to me. I shall help scour the inside of the cave then. You take to the west half, and I'll take the east. Okay, Cryo. A cool little area. Oh, Aether Current! A chunk of stone glowing a distinct shade of green. It seems like the exact kind of mineral Hanuhanu was looking for. Now, if the Aether Current is right in my face, how can I not? Nom 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 nom. Yeah. Tell you unlock flying. We'll find them all eventually. So all I needed was just that one. I guess just that one. Well, I guess you could get spawned on by a random big mudfish thing. Oh, deep water. I'm back. Some of the cave's inhabitants took umbrage at my presence, but it was nothing a few swishes of my brush couldn't handle. Yeah, we're just not even, I guess. Do you not really find out about Kryl being a Pictomancer unless you actually do the Pictomancer questline? She just is, for the purpose of the MSQ. She hasn't mentioned it except then, and you see her armor change. I picked over the ground near the entrance but found nothing. Did you have any better luck inside the cave? Yes. Here's your green rock. Yes, this is Aboxia. Along with Karl's contribution, we have more than enough for our needs. Stones you brought shine very brightly. Thank you both. Good, good. You would have been happy to know we were putting things right. Truth be told, a good friend of mine was meant to be festival leader for this year's Ihihana. Was the one that died in the storm? But when that big storm hit, he did not survive. It fell to me to carry on in his stead. That was why you agreed to Wuklamat's request despite your initial reluctance. Yes, it hurt to hear, but she was right. Though I must mourn, I cannot let my grief consume me. Her words made me realize the path to my recovery, our recovery, is already laid out before me, and I will walk it for myself and for my friend. Smile. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Please rest assured that we've taken your plight to heart. I'm certain our companions are procuring the other materials as we speak. Everything will come together and the Hanu shall host a splendid, uplifting festival. That we shall. With that, let us return and deliver the Aboxia to Wook Ivu's waiting hands. Yes, indeed. Oh. It's got to be an A rank with a name like the Slammer. Because usually the B rank hunts are just mobs in the zones, like regular looking mobs. Axolotl. Just taking in the sights. Oh, it's deep. Well, not deep to swim down in, though. Deep enough to not be able to go across on your ground mount. It's very foggy and overcast. Alpacas. Up we go. Woohoo! That's still quite the staircase. No, Bookmarks' foray was as productive as ours. We just got back ourselves. Did you find the stones we need? Yes. Come too far to stop now. The lifting of wings must go on. Thanks to the third promise and her mighty swings, we've collected some suitable logs of Yuipo. What about the Aboxia? Here you go. These are excellent samples. A goodly quality too. A goodly quantity too. At this stage, you've likely surmised the lifting of wings encourages the crops to grow, but not exactly how, eh? Well, you're in for a treat. If all goes to plan, the results should be spectacular. Now, to get to work crafting these pieces for the float, I could use an assistant versed in the arcane arts to enhance the Yuipo's conductivity. And I'm delighted to help. Yep, that sounds like Kryl. Everyone else should head back to Hanuhanu. We'll join you at the float once the work here is complete. Yeah. Can do. Oh, excited to see how Ihihana turns out. All right, we already ran here once. We'll just blink back real quick. Wait, I bet it didn't use an Aetherite ticket, did it? No. Hello, everybody. Well, the twins aren't here yet. Okay. Gathering the Yuipo was a trial in and of itself. At first, Wook Evo criticized everything I did. Then he suddenly yelled, "I've spoken ill of the third promise and I must punish myself." Then proceeded to slam his head into an Yuipo tree. Told him not to worry about it again, and it was like snuffing out a candle. He's an odd one, that's for sure. At least we've seen to the poles and the new eye. Now we just have to wait for the feathers from the twins. Indeed. All right, now we get to go see the other. I was wondering if it was going to actually show us what they were doing, or if it was just going to be just like another section that we would go to. And it looks like we're going to go there now. Quest number 10, the lifting of wings. Get some gil or some dyes. Bookmarks settles down to rest before the festival gets underway. We should get some rest before the excitement begins. The boat's not done yet. Over there by the float. Isn't that the third promise? Then the rumors are true. She's trying to complete the feat of reeds by reviving Ihihana. The festival is a prayer for healthier crops, but does she honestly believe that will be enough to save our harvest? The second promise, meanwhile, barely glanced at the fields before leaving Hanuhanu altogether. Maybe we asked too much of our young claimants. Oh. Wouldn't be too quick to count Kohana out. A friend of mine overheard him muttering by the reed something about what needs to be done. Is that so? Perhaps we'll see another of his innovations firsthand. Perhaps. Sounds like our Kohana. One look at the reeds is all he needed to think of a solution. Maybe. Be that it as may, our own solution is nearly ready. Indeed. And as soon as others get back, our long-awaited festival can begin. Took some doing, but we managed to gather competitors to vie for the title of Winds Chosen. The winner was only too happy to donate his feathers. Oh. You should have seen it. He called forth an incredible gust that sent his feathers sailing for Malms. We don't get to see it then. We don't get to see the festival of the Winds Chosen little thingy. Okay. We had to turn ourselves. Oh, we had to turn ourselves, but it's More difficult than it looks. Poor Erenville's twirled in the air for a moment before landing on his foot. I am a gleaner. Magic is not part of our training. As for us, we brought the wood and gemstone replacements crafted by Wook-Evu. All that's left is to attach them. It's been decided who will ride the float? Huh. Papa was the guest of honor the last time I was here. I remember being surprised they could even lift this thing with his hulking weight on top of it. The rider must be a personage of great esteem, which is why an invitation is usually extended to the Dawn Servant. This time, however, I have another in mind. Oh, who is it? Duh. Our beloved Ihihana, the lifting of wings, is only being held because of you and your companions. Thus do I nominate you, Wooklamat, as our guest of honor. Me? Makes sense. Yeah. This boat won't make me seasick, will it? I don't think so. Then weigh anchor. I can hardly refuse a request from one even more enthusiastic about the festival than me. I'd be delighted to ride your float. Thank you, Wooklamat. I have roles for the rest of you as well. We'll be carrying the festival float in a slow procession towards Kozama'uka, I think. Kozama'uka? With the sacred likeness of Kixie. God. I'm gonna have nightmares about all these names. Day 2 of streaming and recording this is gonna be plagued by every new name just having me like shiver or recoil. And so many names. There's so many names. I know. It's so many just interestingly consonant heavy names. With a lot of X's and Z's, and then like double vowels too. God. What I'd like you to do is clear a path of dangerous wildlife so that the procession can move along unimpeded. Consider it done. You expect me to sit still until Wook-Evu has finished with the float? Let me come along and help with the clearing. As you know, I'm not much for fighting. I'll stay and assist Wook-Evu with the repairs. If you aren't sure where you need to go, the path I spoke of begins at the south of the village and branches off to the east. I will lead you across the bridge to the Stride of the Sun, and we shall see to clearing it end to end. All right. Let's go beat up some random mobs. The quest, basically. It's pretty much what they just asked us. I really thought this was going to be the dungeon lead-in, but not the dungeon. I'll get to work. By the time you're done mashing monsters, the float will be good as new. With my lack of combat skills, I would only get underfoot. Happy hunting. Alrighty. Weapons at the ready. We'll make short work of this task. If the float functions as I think it does, I would not be surprised if it were attracting the creatures. The concentration of ether would be irresistible, be an irresistible lure. The degree to which Wook-Evu pursues his interest is remarkable. Apparently, his studies of the Kozama'uka region were so invigorating, he decided to move here and immerse himself in the culture. As Hanuhanu said, Kozama'uka should be down this way, then off to the east, and the path branches. Something about bridges and then the Stride of the Sun. Anyway, Let's split up and get to work. Once you've culled all the threats you can find, we'll meet up in front of Kijai. Help. Help. Wait a minute. There's always a bigger beast. It's a little boss fight. If we can even get there in time. Going as slow as we go on normal ground mount. Oh my goodness, it's getting blasted. It's a big crocodile. It's a very large crocodile. The mighty map. Yeah, there's no way. I wasn't there early enough, so. Wasn't there early enough. Have to be there long enough or be part of a group to commit more to the whole shebang. It's okay. You sense a hostile presence. Oh. That's not mine, I guess. That's the monk's. That monk was kicking and or also punching, as monks wont do. Oh, Kryl, hello. Told you, you don't need to watch over me anymore. Okay. Okay, dang. When the healer goes to and becomes a DPS job. Yeah, I accidentally blasted that monk's toucans because I just tabbed to get to the one to my right, but I tabbed the back one. Dude, the piano in this song is wild. Frog? Is Alpha now? Just blasting some frogs? Huge frogs, man. At this rate, we'll soon have the route to Kozama'uka secured. I need to see... Alizé was probably fighting the biggest thing. I need to find Alizé along this path. Or she'll have like one mob. Or she'll have like 17. Hungry ocelots. They do have a bit of a different face, don't they? Yeah. Alright. Is Alizé on this? Yep, there she is. Oh, just an ocelot. And an ocelot over there, maybe. Okay. And this is my kind of busy work. Combat. You don't really build up much of an LB against regular mobs, though, Alize. So you can't flashbang people. Oh, okay. Weird big bird sculpture. Quite. Waiting, waiting, waiting. AKA loading the cutscene. But then it also still loads again, so wow. Hello. 1 second, I must hydrate. Ah, you were a step ahead of us. This might be the likeness of Jai. It's Ki Jai He, I guess. Kijahi? Until I hear it. I don't think we've heard this one yet. The Hanuhanu deity of the harvest. And their sacred images are woven with reeds. It reminds me of something I saw in Academia Ander. I was half expecting a flying whale. Ha! I gotta bring up the Academia Ander. I wonder what kind of response we'll get. Who will respond to this? One of the ancients' creations, which is possibly a vestigial memory of that time endured, a subconscious recollection from the inheriting soul providing the basis for an entirely new religion. Wait, hold on, I read that again. Alphina, what? It is possible a vestigial memory of that time endured. Oh, there should be a comma there. A subconscious recollection from the inheriting soul providing the basis for an entirely new religion. Sure, yes, maybe that. I have no idea what that means. As far as I know, Kijahi was worshipped on another continent. This ancient faith was then brought to Tural by the first Hanuhanu. The Hanu migrated here from another continent, then mayhap the two do share a common ancestor. This is all very fascinating, but shouldn't we be getting back to Linu Hanu? I want to know the path is safe for the procession. Right. I need to ride on that float. I'll run ahead and tell them we're done here. Goodbye. Ooh, meanwhile, in Okhanu. I always love the meanwhiles. Yeah.
Not sure we heard you right, old man. Why don't you say that again?
As many times as you'd like. The third promise tasked me with repairing this float, and I'll not relinquish it to an uncultured brute like you. Much less one that can't even manage a simple greeting.
We wanted to handle this in a civilized way, but we're more than willing to kill you.
Wouldn't the civilized way be doing the silly greeting?
We have a two-headed problem. Yes, please hurry. She's on her way back already?
Mm-hmm.
Stand back, Wukevu! I will protect the float!
Are you trying to be brave, little bird?
I could never have repaired the float alone. Not properly. but thanks to Wuklamat and her friends, we can hold Ihihana again!
Ihihana.
This is a priceless treasure! And as festival leader, I would die to protect it!
Very well, if that's what you want.
Bakool cha-cha!
What? I put everything into that blow.
Good. The better for you to understand the gulf between us.
But you need more lessons. We'll carve them into your mangy hide until you cry and beg forgiveness.
Ugh.
Your brilliant plan was to steal the float and take the credit. The so-called blessed siblings are nothing but cheats.
Yeah, kinda.
Your scorn is sweet music. Come, weaklings. We'll crush you each in turn. Or all together, if you like.
Ugh.
Calm yourself, Chosen One. If you fight in earnest, this will end in a massacre. What's more, we have word that our other prospect is on the verge of success.
Then it would be foolish to expend effort sweating nuts. Lucky for you. Eh.
Ugh, two heads. I see Mamuk still clings to that loathsome hope.
Yeah.
Talk to us, Third Promise. You're not dying, are you?
It'll take more than that to kill me. So, are we having this festival or not?
Huh? Oh, God.
Yes! Yes, we are!
Probably the one thing that holds this game's graphical update back a little bit is all the Beast Tribe characters. Like, these are Heavensward models. They're a little old. A little like a decade old. They're charming in their old textures and animations, but, you know, next to the new stuff, it looks a little weird. They just definitely show their age. Yeah. Yeah. Given the nature of the rite of succession, I expect such altercations are inevitable. I think we made it back here. Back before anyone was seriously injured. How they kept the float out of Bakool Jaja's clutches, but gods, he brushes me aside like I was a bothersome gnat. A tense encounter. I'm thankful Alphano thought to share those link pearls. If I've learned one thing in my life, it's that poor manners often betray poor character. True. Definitely a little truers right there. Each character definitely has their defined archetype they're falling into. That's for certain. Thank you for coming to our rescue. I tried to protect the float, but against that two-head, I may as well have not been there at all. Nonsense. You stood your ground and bought us the time we needed to make it back. You were incredibly brave. I don't know. Probably just take the silver pieces. I was so afraid Wuk-Lamat would come to harm. Okohano has seen enough death. Yeah. Well, I don't think it's gonna change a whole lot considering what is happening right now. How much is going on. Okay. We'll keep going here with quest 11, knowing the Hanuhanu. Wak-Ivu wishes to spread word that the festival will soon be held. That little picture right there is cool. I like that. With that exciting interlude over, you'll be pleased to know that my repairs are finished as well. Before we commence the festival, however, it would be a courtesy to inform the villagers that Ihihana will be held after all. Go forth and do not forget your greetings. At this stage, I should hope the reminder is unnecessary. Oh, Kali. See, I remember. We're gonna get that as an emote. Or getting that as an emote. That's like this expansion's lolly ho. I'm expecting that to be an emote we'll have soon. With chat mode in Say, use your keyboard or software keyboard to enter any phrase containing the words Ohokali to greet the Okohanu villagers. So we have to go actually say it. So we don't have an emote for it. So I wonder if our character will do anything. Well, I guess we won't have the emote. Maybe not now, but maybe it becomes a reward. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Hit him with the... Spelling it wrong. It's O-Ok-Ali. The A-L-I-Y is getting me. Did it not say? Maybe talk to him first? Oh. Maybe it has to be capitalized? It has to be capitalized, I guess. Whoop! Sure, indeed. Thank you for letting me know. I'd very much like to attend the festival. The repair should be finished as soon as possible. What to do, what to do. I should be able to just use the repeat command now. Nothing to look forward to anymore. Yeah. Oh, Kali. The festival's about to begin. What do you expect me to say? Besides, of course I'll be there. Cleaning up the storm's aftermath may have been hard on us all, but the lifting of wings is tradition, and a joyous one at that. I won't sit here brooding my days away. Give me a moment to get ready. Okay. So much has been taken from us. Why even try? Goodness. Oh, Callie. What? The float is fixed? Our fallen friends would be glad to know that Ihihana will soon be underway. It would be wanted us to honor them with celebration, not let their loss deter us from it. I must go and enjoy the festival for those who no longer can. Yeah, I just walked through my entire being. That's okay too. It's a little damp right now. We're back. Hana, we're pleased to hear their festival is going ahead, I imagine? And as well, once your friends return, the lifting of wings can begin at last. At 4 a.m. We gotta get this festival going! It's 4 a.m. Okay, it's dawn. Dawn is breaking now, at least. A little bit of time jump. Hello, owl friends. You're all copy pasted.
So few have come.
Patience. Once Ihihana gets underway, no Hanu will be able to resist joining in.
Alright.
Just so. Ukewu knows well the heart of the Hanu. Have faith, Third Promise, and climb aboard the float. It is time for the lifting of wings.
Right. Off we go.
Big cheese. Oh.
Ihihana is a prayer for bountiful harvest, but this is not its only meaning.
Pray continue.
It is also an exchange of pledges between rider and bearers, a commitment to a long and fruitful friendship.
Listen well, friends! The personage we bear today is Wuklamat, the savior of our beloved festival! Let your shoulders burn, or your feathers fall out, but do not even think of dropping her!
My.
Ready and...
Oh my god.
I could get used to this.
The music right now.
Will empty belly stop you from joining in the fun? Come and help us carry the float!
Well, well, well. To see the day that Dawn's promise would ride our boat again. We've not had the honor since you were here, Gulul Jaja.
Right, we've enough bearers now. Onwards to Kozama'uka!
Kozama'uka. Yeah, I definitely wasn't pronouncing that right. It's very silly. Hmm?
Watch well, for you are about to bear witness to the true glory of Ihihana.
Watching. Oh! This is some primal stuff, a little bit. Ooh.
The float draws upon our life force, concentrating and amplifying the energy. Keshaihi then receives that energy and expels it in a great burst, where it showers down upon the land to replenish its vital currents.
Keishaihi. Ah! Bird lasers. Okay.
It worked.
Instantly, because magic.
Like a literal charm.
The float really was helping the reeds.
That was amazing! To think that such a thing was even possible!
It's very cute. I'd like to take a turn riding the float. What? Looked like fun. Don't pretend that thought didn't cross your mind. With the fields rejuvenated, the Hanuhanu 2 might finally replenish their flagged resources of aether. Wasn't sure what to expect, but the festival was admittedly impressive. A bunch of 6-foot-tall dancing owl people. Even deprived of their usual sustenance, the Hanu seemed invigorated the moment the festival began. Ihihana truly is magical. I told you, didn't I? Spectacular. Should I have left the float behind like that? I was so excited to see the reeds. Nothing to worry yourself over. My brethren have been swept up by the festival fever. Last I saw, they were taking turns at the carrying poles on the way back to the village. Please feel free to look over the fields and enjoy the sight of what you've accomplished. Yeah, look at those reeds.
Some of them still look a bit sickly.
I imagine even the harvest magic has its limits. If the Hanu continue their festival tradition year after year, though, the entire field should eventually recover.
Where does that leave us with the feet, then?
You've got nothing to fear on that account. Our situation could never have resolved itself. The revival of even a single reed would have served to demonstrate your commitment to the task.
Wow. Okay.
That you recognize the nature of the float and found a near-perfect solution in Ihihana proves your dedication. What's more, I don't think I've seen the festival produce such impressive results since I was a mere chirper. We have been lax in maintaining the float, diluting its magic and reducing Ihihana to hollow theater.
Hmm. Oh.
Kona!
I was delayed by an unpleasant encounter, but it seems I arrived at a good time.
Aha.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
What? You just pour in some mystery liquid and problem solved?
Stagnant ether was to blame for the reed's poor condition. I assumed that was an alchemical concoction which enhances ethereal conductivity.
Nerds.
It utilized the flowing water as an ethereal current, thereby promoting the transfer of life energies.
A method I could not have devised without the education I received at the studium and the cooperation of my Archon allies.
Uh-huh.
Archon allies?
Yeah. Specifically Archon allies.
You see, Lamachi, this is why we need to embrace foreign knowledge and technology. Employed appropriately, they make light work of what would otherwise be arduous labor. There's no need to lug around heavy floats.
Well, but fun.
Well, you always were the clever one, brother.
Your approach was no less effective, Wooklamat. It achieved the same result.
Indeed it did. And you enjoyed the festival, yes?
I did. It was so much fun. Having visited your village before, I thought I knew everything about it. As it turns out, I knew very little. About the reeds, about Ihihana. With all I've learned this time, I feel as though I've really come to know the Hanu. And I like you even more now than I did before.
Adorable.
The feeling is mutual. And it's not just you who had a lot to learn either. I'll never look at our float the same way again.
The two of you have exceeded expectations. Come forth and claim your stones.
So this is what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, set it in the tablet.
A perfect fit. That leaves 6 more.
And on to the next.
Not even a moment of celebration. That's Kona for you.
A third promise? You must join us for Ihihana next season. As Dawn Servant, of course.
Right. It's back to Tulihiola for now.
Indeed.
Thank you for having us. I look forward to seeing you all again.
These are interesting times indeed.
That was cute.
The concoction was brewed by Kona himself. It's a test vial, but it should contain the same reagents.
Good work. We'll use whatever we must to win. For win we must.
It's gonna probably kill some of the reeds, I would imagine. Very possibly, anyway. Well, Koana seems a decent sort. He strikes me as a man who likes to keep others at a distance. You think? Two-headed troubles aside, Wooklamat completed the feat and earned a keystone. That's all that matters. Where has Bakool Jaja gone, I wonder? What did his follower mean by their other prospect? I'm curious as to who these Archons, the second promise mentioned, could possibly be. I don't know how old that cat boy is, but that's a bit of a thread, isn't it? And they have to have been in Charlian. Maybe it's... I bet you it's probably Thancred or Yanje are working with Koana, because they got a mysterious letter as well, considering they are both Archons. That probably beggars the question. My journey has just started and I already have met so many wonderful people. Look, Evo, for one, he's a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be as respectful of other cultures as he is. And Hanuhanu, it warmed my heart to see him honor his departed friend through Ihana and to help others do the same. I can't help but feel excited thinking who else I might meet over the course of the contest. Come, let's head back to Jabal-Yetier. Oh, blue quest popped up. These are probably part of some Aether Currents, I would imagine. Easily Aether Current orientated ones. There's going to be a multitude in each zone, of course, that are blue quest unlocked. But they're not going to show up until you main story quest around that area. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are part of quests. Doom 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 doom. Can we get those tacos now? Just like that, we found an elector and won our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Wait. I knew I was right to trust your instincts? You trusted yours? I guess we both agreed. Well, let's keep things moving and march onwards towards Yurkapacha. Since they're good, we'll find an elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your opportunistic Pelu friend has to say. One keystone already in hand. We've made an auspicious start to the contest. Hopefully our next attempt is equally successful. Without knowing how far the other claimants have progressed, taking anything other than a brief rest is out of the question. The rules of the contest seem clear enough now. The scenes for the saga point us in the direction of the electors, and the electors award us keystones for performing their feats. Simple. Yeah, the first 3 or 4 might be, but then it's gonna get a little wild, I imagine. Wooklamat would have struggled to complete these feats alone. Bringing you together was the correct choice, it seems. Come on, Bae. Let's see what's waiting for us in the next village. And with that, Thank you for watching. If you have been on the YouTube archive, of course, there are plenty more Final Fantasy XIV videos. If you want to go watch those, I got boss videos and MSQ chunks and just huge blocks of other games like Final Fantasy XVI, 7 Remake, 7 Rebirth, and hard mode, full platinum trophy madness, and Final Fantasy, I said 16, right? Thanks for watching. If you're watching live, we're going to keep going, of course, but that's the end of this chunk. That was a bunch, actually. It was 6 quests. We're up to quest 12 next. Moving on to the Pelu village in Urkapacha. Whee! No time for dungeons right now. Hit the wrong button.